necessitating the use of salad tongs and non-disclosure agreements. This is Rangoon Public Radio, serving the Isle of Rangoon via the ham radio in Mrs. Grunkle Florence foyer since 1976. We're coming up on the top of the hour, so let's sit back and lower our defenses for Hargrave Metronome and the Cornland Nostalgia Review.
It's been a languid and pleasurable week in Idealation County, my hometown smack in the middle of Cornland. The seasons are changing, shifting from the bone-bleaching furnace of big summer, the second and more mosquito-y summer of the year, to what is known in general circles as the humids. A smoldering heat settled on the whole town, like the cloud that wafts up from the potluck table when Widow Arthridge pulls the steam tray lid from a platter of her old-fashioned tuna casserole at the church picnic, thick, foggy, and smelling only just a bit like cat food. That swelter drifted down from the sky during the day, and just past 9, when the last drizzles of sunset faded from the sign on old Emery's General Store, and you thought for a moment it might grow cool. Then the wind would stop, and that feverish torridity would steam up from the ground, soaking you in a mire of your own juices, which would be enough to keep the town indoors, even without the general agitation of the local feral cats, drawn to violence by the temperatures, the humidity, and the faint promise of fancy feast on the wind. Now, all this would be generally endurable if not for the fact that old Petey Swanson... See, old Petey was driving home from the potluck on his tractor, as he had done every third Sunday since the armistice, only to catch a glimpse of a small Persian blue cat in the road before him. Details on exactly what happened to follow differ, but old Petey's account is that the feral feline, fully in the stanky clutch of the humids and possibly deeply intoxicated, went into a frenzied charge, climbing up the tractor too, and this is what he told the Reverend McClary, yarf on my trousers, causing Petey to careen off the road, smack dab into the electrical transformer for every house from Birch to renamed Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue under Duress Street. This particular scenario, by the by, is the only one by which old Petey can be absolved for the presence of a liter of regurgitated whiskey and Widow Arthridge's old-fashioned tuna casserole in his tractor. So slapped silly by the humids and without the succulent gift of central air conditioning, out stumbled the teenagers. Dressed in their dark clothes, eyes soft and pale from the light of their smartphones, they shuffled out of their homes and into the streets, blinking at the setting sun, before striking off with newfound freedom, to run and play as we did in our youths. And the whole town, though drenched and huffing under the mugginess and the tuna moist and the inescapable throngs of cats, smiled and thought this was a good and nice thing to see the teenagers out as we had been all those years ago. It was only too late that we remembered what we had actually done all those years ago. The memory came back after Grover, Parker, and Carl had gone over to the hill to erstwhile Springs, and that memory solidified as a column of black smoke tinged with crimson drifted towards heaven from our neighboring township's Piggly Wiggly. I was standing on the hill, next to old Petey, watching the hellish spectacle, and we both remember the time before the smartphones, and the internet, and cable television, when the cicadas would sing, and the sky would turn dark from ash, and the screams of the killing time, on our bikes in the pungent August air, amid the piercing screams of the cats and the pagan heathens from neighboring places, back when taking life was more than sonorous tones, drawing you into a molasses-like sleep behind the wheel of your car. And old Petey turned to me, and he didn't say anything, because the teenagers were just like we were, only somehow scarier and not quite as good. And that's the news from Idealation County, where all the men are strong, all the women are good-looking, and all the teenagers are standing right behind you.
Another delightful yarn from Hargrave Metronome and the Cornland Nostalgia Review. And now, the adventures of Bunny Rabbit.
feel irpy.
Well, you're in the right classroom
This hole
then.
in the ground is the
the only
front
Pokestop
doorway
for
of
miles.
Mrs. Gray Rabbit's home, deep in the woods. Inside the hole, under the ground, hidden under a soft
hobbit's been
blanket of
evicted.
fur, are Mrs. Rabbit's very young children. Bunny Rabbit is the first baby rabbit to come out and look for adventure.
And a better
His
name.
fur is quite short. He's only about as big as a baby kitten. His ears
And
are
only
still short, and his
83.6%
legs
is adorable,
rather
but...
wobbly.
Oh.
Now Mrs. Gray Rabbit watches carefully over her babies while they play.
A rousing game
There
of
may be
smell the
danger,
dirt.
so she keeps a sharp lookout.
And a knuckle duster.
And now she has tucked them safely in again before going out to enjoy a dinner of juicy buds and tender leaves.
Or bare sticks, I guess.
The bushes
Well, it's
hide
either that
Mother
or
Rabbit
Arby's.
from danger as she
tough
quietly
choice.
eats. What a twitchy nose she has, and how queerly her upper lip is split.
Would I? Would I?
She must not stay away long. So Gray Rabbit hops back into her home to make sure that her tiny children are safe and to watch over them, especially to watch over Bunny Rabbit.
He already figured out how to turn off Safe Search.
One
Whoa.
morning, as she sits guarding the door, White Rabbit, her cousin, comes hopping over from the farm.
Gray
Come
Rabbit
with me
braces
to the
herself for
farm,
the
says
casual
White Rabbit.
racism.
And we'll have a dinner of tender green lettuce. Lettuce, says Gray Rabbit. How lovely. I suppose my children will be safe here.
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
we must be very careful. There is danger in the woods.
Nasty four
So
fairy tale
through the
pileup
trees
in
and
there.
bushes
Some
they
baker and his wife
quietly
got
hop.
caught right in the middle of it.
Suddenly, stop, warns Gray Rabbit. I smell our worst enemy, the fox. I must go back
He's gonna
and
do
guard
that
my
ring ding
bunnies.
ding bullshit. Let's cheese it.
So White Rabbit hops quietly back to the farm. But Gray Rabbit sits very still, hoping the fox won't find her. She pricks up her long ears, for she hears the crunch, crunch, crunch of the fox's sharp teeth.
But
as
can
he
she
gobbles
hear
up
why
some
kits
bits of
love
food
Cinnamon
he has
Toast
found
Crunch?
under the trees.
Oh.
Gray Rabbit is afraid, so she hides.
She
and
realizes
watches
she's
the
been set
fox
up by
with her
Mayor
big,
Bellwether.
soft eye. But now the fox sees Gray Rabbit, so she turns and runs so fast her feet fairly fly. Will she
Also,
get
good
home
reaction to
safely?
spotting Fox News.
Ah, yes, at last she is home. Now sit very quietly, children, she warns. The fox is coming.
To
Don't
harass
move.
blonde anchor women and lie to the elderly.
Says Mr. Fox. I smell rabbits. But
French
this
fried
doorway is too
potatoes.
small. I'll squeeze in, though, and these rabbits will make a fine dinner. Maybe there's another door.
Luckily, this is the mediocre at
Come
best,
here.
Mr.
Be
Fox, so
quiet,
they
says
should be
Gray
pretty
Rabbit.
safe.
The fox may come back. And so he does. But he still can't get inside, and so finally goes away.
To complain on Facebook
Many
about how
days
that
go
stuck-up
by.
rabbit ignored
Mrs.
him.
Gray Rabbit's lively young family has been growing up rapidly, and their fur is now longer and darker.
They're going through their
They are
goth
nearly
phase.
the color of the leaves
Mom,
in the
can you
nest.
take me to Hop Topic?
Oof.
Gray Rabbit decides that it is safe to let her children come out to play, and Bunny Rabbit is
Rabbits,
first than usual,
come out and
and looking for adventure.
play!
You are on thin ice, pal.
Now his brothers and sisters follow him, but they stay close to the hole as yet. They don't know much about the woods.
Lesson 1. The nearest Chipotle
Bunny
is
is
4 blocks
very
away
hungry.
instead of just 2.
So Mother tells him to stay close, for she's going to show all her children where to find some juicy leaves and buds in the woods. Another Gray Rabbit has come with her children. Bunny hears his mother tell about the lettuce on the farm. And now, buds and twigs do not satisfy him.
Yeah,
So
buds are always
presently, he
unsatisfying.
finds Bunny
Go with a
over by
microbrew.
a tiny
You even
brook.
drink beer?
Where is the farm
Nope.
and where is the lettuce? Ah, there's Mr. Frog.
Hi-ho!
But Mr. Frog says he doesn't know about lettuce. He likes bugs and worms best. But if Bunny still wants lettuce, he might ask the squirrel. The squirrel's here. Try a nut. Nuts are my favorite food.
I know some
I
anti-vaxxers you could
crack them
eat.
with my sharp teeth. And he frisks his bushy tail. Aren't they good? The squirrel asks Bunny. If you must find lettuce, though, adds the
As your
squirrel,
icy
you
silence
might
to my
ask old
query
Mr. Turtle,
indicates.
who lives at the edge of the woods. The turtle's long neck stretches out from under his hard, rounded shell. Lettuce. Go across
Usually
this
you
broad
whippersnappers
field to the
ask me about
farm.
Tootsie
The farmer
Pops.
must have lettuce growing there somewhere. So Bunny hops along, his little white tail bobbing up and down behind him. He reaches the farm at last, and there is the barn.
Unfortunately,
He
the pigs
hurries
have
across
taken
the
over.
barnyard and squeezes through under the door. The cows are mooing for their dinner.
And plotting the extermination of the chicken race.
After his long run, Bunny is so hungry that he rushes right in and helps himself to the cow's bran.
Well, at least
Go
he's going to
away,
be
say the
regular
cows.
for a bit.
Go away. This bran is our food. It's not for little bunnies. Go away. And they lick him with their long tongues. Poor hungry Bunny. Where is that lettuce?
Maybe the real lettuce is the friends we made along
Perhaps
the
the
way?
little chickens are eating lettuce. But no, it is grain that the chickens eat.
Blissfully
Baby
unaware
chick
of the
tells Bunny
bovine
to ask
treachery
his
plotted
father, the
not
rooster,
yards away.
about the lettuce. Mr. Rooster, where is the lettuce?
Stop eating my iron, I'll
The
tell
rooster
you!
says, "Go
Rah!
ask the puppies." Now the puppy dogs are eating their food from a dish, and Bunny is so hungry that he noses right in.
Wow, I used to think
Go
that those
away,
commercials
says the
about
puppy.
rabbits going after
This is
everyone's
our
cereal were
food.
just anti-bunny
You go back to the
propaganda.
woods, Bunny. So now hungry Bunny sits and watches the turkeys and the pigeons as they eat their dinner of grain. Will they tell him about the lettuce, Bunny wonders? Big fan
Bunny
tails
gets
the
his
turkeys
knuckle
have.
dusters ready.
Bunny decides to ask Mr. Turkey. "I think there's some lettuce across the barnyard," gobbles Mr. Turkey.
Yeah, it's pretty refreshing to see such an early
Bunny
depiction of a
runs over
multilingual
to the
society.
greenhouse. He sniffs and climbs up on the window. And there, below him, is the lettuce.
Ta-da!
But how can he get inside? The glass windows are in the way.
Nothing a little plastique won't fix.
Down below he sees a hole. And he pops right through it and up among the heads of fresh green
Ho, ho,
lettuce.
ho, if only it were
Now
the
for a
cabbage patch
real
where those
bunny dinner.
kids come from.
He nibbles and nibbles and chews and chews.
And Knuckles.
My, how good the lettuce is. But what is that?
Stonewall Jackson!
The farmer. He is coming out of the barn to water his plants in the greenhouse. Will he find Bunny?
Tune in next week.
Well,
Same
he
bun
sees something
time,
down under the
same
glass.
bun channel.
But Bunny is so busy eating he doesn't hear a thing.
Been there, Bunny Rabbit. Been there.
Very quietly, the farmer opens the window and grasps Bunny by the neck.
Uh-oh.
"You pesky little rabbit. I'll put you where you'll do no more harm," and he plumps him down into the dollhouse.
That I did not
Even though he is
anticipate.
frightened, Bunny is still hungry, so he hops up on the chair and samples the doll's food.
The what?
Huh? The Lynchian
It tastes
term.
good, but now he thinks,
Then it's a
"I'd
bit
better get
strange
out
for
when
Mr.
they come
Farmer to
back."
have a dollhouse
Can I get
complete
out
with
through
edible
this
food
window?
inside, but it
Now,
made
Bunny
Mr.
wants
Farmer
very
happy,
much
so
to
really
go,
who's
but
it's
he can't
harming?
open the window.
Bunny Rabbit decides not to be a dick.
Right through this door. This is the way. Now I wonder how to get back to the woods. I
Well,
wonder if
that's
it's
what you
this
get for
way.
using Apple Maps.
No, it must be this way. Yes, there are the trees of the woods.
And there's a whole bunch
How
of white
good
people
is
ready to
be
turn it
back
into
in
a
the
strip
cool
mall.
green woods again. And now Bunny is once more with his mother.
Aww.
What do you think he is telling Mother Gray Rabbit? And what do you think Mother Rabbit is telling Bunny?
Is this a test? Should we have paper and pencil?
I've only got graph paper, and oh man, we're late for football practice!
Oh! That was actually pretty cute and sweet.
Oh yeah, it was really cute and harmless and full of adorable animals. I really enjoyed that.
Wonder where it came from.
Hey guys, glad you enjoyed that.
We did. What's the catch?
Zaw?
If there's not some kind of ultimatum motive for this, I'm Kate McKinnon.
Well, Kate, there isn't. I legitimately wanted you two to have a bit of light fun.
Swerve coming in 3, 2...
No swerve. Okay, look. I know we've been having fun with this whole I torment you guys with substandard films deal.
We?
And I may be a meta-jokey physical manifestation of an overused trope, and as such it's my purpose to be a pain in your combined tuchus, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't have it in me right now.
What do you mean?
You think I don't read the news? Things have been pretty awful, and it's got me thinking. As a villain-type character, not only can I not compete on that level, I don't want to. That ain't me, guys. I'm an ass, but I'm not a monster. No offense, Jim.
It's cool.
So I'm just gonna, I don't know, go, I guess? Not sure what I'm gonna do. This is all I know. Sorry, just... Yeah, I'm going.
Don't go.
Say what?
Say what?
If there's one thing I've heard a lot of recently, it's that we gotta stick together and help each other out. You're an ass, yes, but I think we might need you.
No swerve?
No swerve. We like riffing. We do so much riffing without you, but it would be better if we did it with you.
I see where you're going with this, Starch. And I'm jumping in the sidecar. Ms. Mall, we still need someone to dig through archive.org to bring us stuff to prattle over for the bemusement of the internet. You're good at that. Do this not to hurt, but to bring joy to the world. The tiny percentage of the world that actually watches our videos.
Okay, you know what? I'm in. I've got some stuff I've been saving up that I think you'll love tearing apart. Could I maybe be called the Research Rapscallion?
Hell no.
Okay, that's fair.
One vote. I know how it's supposed to work, I just think that's fundamentally undemocratic.
Hey, Pipples, if you liked our nonsense, why not give us a like, or a subscribe, or leave a comment down there somewhere?
You can also do us a big solid by joining our Patreon, where you'll get to join us for live streams, get early access to the newest videos, and other such things.
Geek Vision.